Yo, what up, RuneScape? We got another tier list. Today we're going to talk about runes. Should be easy, should be quick. Hopefully, you guys been kind of enjoying this grind. I know I have been. So smash that subscribe button, that like button. So we just keep them coming. Again, you can hit me up if you guys want any tier list I've made in a zip file. You can just hit me up. I'll just send it to you over Discord or whatever. Check out my other links down below. All that stuff's out of the way. Let's just hop into today's episode. Well, my mic just fell off the stand. I guess I'm holding it. Alright. So we got air runes, astral runes. We got blood runes, body runes, chaos, cosmic, death, dust, earth, fire, lava, law, mind, nature, mud, steam, rune essence, smoke, mist, soul, sunfire, water, wrath, pure essence, and the new one, I believe, I forget what that's called. Booty rune. So, I'm going to start with an easy pick, and that's going to be Booty Rune, and it's going to go into Booty D tier because, just my recommendation, don't touch new items unless you're you have affinity for risk. You love risk, go ahead and flip it. But if we don't have history on this item, so there's no real reason to really play with it because there's no way to predictably guess what its buy and sell cycles are going to do. So it's just too high risk to really fuck with. So it's just D tier. That being said, let's talk about air rune. I want to put that in. It's tough because I want to put this up in S tier, but I have to think about it. It's at least an A tier right now, and let me explain why. This may seem silly, but on the complex, well, how do I say this? I'm trying not to ramble too much about it, but in the scope of all the runes and my opinion, the real power picks are picks of scale. So for me, something like the air rune or other free-to-play items are going to be a lot more scalable just because if you know who I am, I have 760 accounts online. Sorry, I just recently plugged the JSON file into into O7.gg's flip thingy or whatever, and it says I have 782 accounts flipping right now. So 782 accounts flipping, and that's going to be a lot easier to scale with items like air runes than it will be for the new rune, because facilitating the amount of GP or dollars it would take to get all these accounts online to flip those items. Yes, you can make the argument, yeah, I can bond up 10 accounts, or I could, I'm an IT person making $200K a year or whatever, working for Salesforce, and it's a lot more worth my time to just use my dollars to pay for memberships, or you could even be that person who's oh man, it's a lot easier. The best gold in the game is buying it. I can buy RuneScape gold for 20 cents a mil, and it's a lot easier for me because I make $40 an hour, and that $40 an hour therefore equals more gold. Without looking at this entire, looking at the bigger picture, you can say that, yeah, sure, fair enough. But I'm talking about within, the scope of reality, or any semblance of a moral system. And just because it's a video game doesn't mean morality isn't in play here, because okay, I'll just continue that rabbit hole. If you're willing to sell your soul in a video game, as in blatantly participate in ruining the game experience for everyone else just because you think it's silly and it doesn't matter, then you're willing to sell your soul. It's just baby stepping into selling your soul somewhere else. So I just won't touch it. But if you really want to do that, you really want to real world trade or bot or anything like that, more power to you. Have fun. How do I say this? Destroying your soul, I guess. Yeah, that's the easiest way to say it. Sorry, I'm kind of cooked. I'm running all these down in the same way, but so the words aren't coming to my head as fast, which is probably a good thing. But whatever. It'll keep me more tethered. But yeah, real world trade equal bad. So we're not talking about real world trading, but in the scope of just simply what is scalable within the realm of the rule set we have. You can technically just work a bunch of hours, get a bunch of accounts, membership packages, and Jagex would be super happy with you. But I don't have infinite money glitch in real life yet, so I have to play with the I have to play with the tools I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my own little forest, so I got to use what I got in my environment, and I don't have a money tree yet, so, or a money farm. But yeah, so free to play is a lot more scalable. You know, all that could have been said in 15 seconds, but I don't give a shit. This is my world, bitch. Anyway, so that's what I'm looking at, and I think that it's pretty. I think that like my take there is like a lot better, is a lot more like reasonable. I think that's the best way to look at it too, because like most of us should be, you know, striving to like get the most out of the game. And if you want to just maximize your GP without having to like bleed your wallet or spend more money on that, I mean, there's worse things to buy, but still, like free to play is like, even with us working dollars, you'll eventually exhaust your earning capacity. What is that? You know, you'll eventually hit your, you know, a threshold where it's like too much for you to spend money on RuneScape. So then like in two perfect worlds, that like a free-to-play empire would still outscale a membership empire. So that's why, that's my huge, you know, my never-ending, my deep thoughts about why air runes are better than the new rune. And that first initial premise that like free-to-play is more scalable than paid-to-play is going to pretty much just like dictate where a lot of these runes are, like where a lot of these runes and items are going. So like for the astral rune, that will be a solid mid-tier item, because like in, you know, in a membership world, it's pretty decent, but it's not going to be, it's not the best one to buy. So blood runes, also very mid-range right now. It's a mid-range item. It's good to flip. These are all good items to flip, by the way. Runes, they have this special, except for this one. That's the highest risk one. But all these runes are really, really good to flip right now. I actually also should say that too. It's really, they're really high volume. You can catch some margins on them if you're into like a little bit bigger of a margin, but the volume is just so high that you can just really, really get a lot of money. So then the body rune also is going to be a B tier, but it's going to be a higher B tier because this is a free-to-play item. It's just the volume isn't facilitating like it to be higher on the list. So it's just pretty decent, but it's not crazy good. Plus it's a little bit more expensive than the other elemental runes, so with the same amount of buy rate roughly, so it's not like super crazy good. So chaos rune is going to be my first S tier. Chaos rune is like the cream of the crop. It's a free-to-play item. It's got a decent like cash stack, or it's a decent entry price, so it's a little bit harder for players to purchase and really compete in the market for it, like versus something like an air rune. Like for you to hit the max buy limit on an air rune, all you need is like 300,000 a day to really grab it. Or wait, 240,000 a day to grab it. Well, if you're going to buy out the buy limit, so it'd be 300,000 because it'd be at 5. That's a lot easier for a lot of players to get a hold of, and they can compete in the market a lot longer than something like Chaos Rune, which, you know, fluctuates. I don't know if it's ever been how long, like when the last time it was down at 60, because I'm not looking up charts. I'm just trying to freestyle all this shit so I can just keep the ball rolling and not like top menus and shit like that, just letting the stream of consciousness come out. But like 60 to 120, like, you know what I'm saying, like the buy limit on Chaos Runes I'm pretty sure is like 30k, so like 30,000 times 6 times, let's say 100. It's gonna be a lot harder for a lot of players to keep up 18 mil like a day, so that's like 126 mil a week just to participate in something like Chaos Runes versus participating in something like Air Runes. Sorry, not 87. Jeez, lose 300,000 times 7. I should be able to do this in my head, but 202.1 mil a week. Yeah, so that's super easy to participate in, but like that is like barely. I don't even know what this percentage is off the top of my head. Yeah, 1.7%. The participation of Chaos Rune. So like that's what I mean. Like it's super scalable. Plus, it's difficult to participate in, so that's why it's an S tier, and it's got solid margins. You know what I'm saying? Like you can buy and hold, and it's like flexible with your different type of trading. You're trading. I hate ceiling looking. Sorry, it's just the only way I can think and focus because I gotta like blank my mind out. It's got so many similar trading styles. You can buy and hold, short-term, active trade it, overnight trade it. You can lazy flip it. You can do whatever you want to it. You can speculate based off Chaos Runes. There's a bunch of different ways to look at it and different trading strategies. You can also just dollar cost average into it. You know what I mean? The sky's the limit with it. So then we got like Cosmic Rune. Cosmic Rune, I don't know. It's kind of like, so Cosmic Rune I'll just grab like ones too. Cosmic Rune, Air Rune, or sorry, Law Rune, Nature Rune. They're all going to similarly operate the same here. Same with Chaos Rune and Death Rune. So they're going to operate similar. Those are like units. They're just 2 different levels. It's like 1 octave higher. Chaos Rune is just better. I've just had a lot more luck with Chaos Rune than Death Rune. So, but they are going to operate similarly. Anyway, they're going to operate similarly. Jeez Lewis. Whatever. Same with the Cosmic Laws and Natures. Cosmic Laws and Natures is just, they have been, to me, they just don't feel as good. They're a whole nother class below Chaos and Death, in my opinion. And like, you could say they're better than Air, but not really in my mind, because like, these don't move like Chaos and Death Rune. It's hard for me. This is more of a feeling than it is like an actual like solid like data track. Like, I don't know. I really don't want to pull the charts up, so I'm just gonna ignore that for right now. But if you think I'm wrong, let me know down below. It's a group project here, right? Dust Runes. I will slap this up in really high A tier just because ease of access and like passive money ability, which is like what I rank like. I give a lot of weight to that. So like Dust Runes, grab them at 8, sell at 9. They come in, they trickle in, they sell pretty fast. It's like a solid like 40 to 100k a day. I've had it like that just off 1 slot. So like why it's so high for me is because it's like a good recommendation for like newer flippers to get into, and I recommend this in multiple videos, and I just keep screaming it from the rooftops. My item picks that I like a lot. But Dust Rune is really good because it acts very much so like a what is it called? It acts like an Ellie, but you don't have to worry about the free-to-play competition with it. It's just, it lacks scale, but I just am sliding it up to A just because it is a good pick for newer players, and I like to throw bones, you know what I'm saying? So we got Earth Rune next. Earth Rune is like lower than Air. I will put it behind, I don't know. Yeah, so all the Ellies, I'm just going to put these Ellies together, and I'm just going to put them in their order of like importance here. So like Air sells, or you can buy Air faster than water, then faster than Earth, and they sell faster. The only one that kind of struggles to sell is Earth, but you can always just sell it to a bulker for like 4.8, 4.9, or whatever. Sometimes they're 5-6 margins, sometimes they're 4 or 5. When they're 5-6 margins, you can't sell it to bulkers. I just want to say that because they still hold the price at 4.8. You know what I mean? At least what I found. I mean, if you are a bulker, you're probably commanding a lot better price than what a supplier can give you. But I'm usually talking to a supplier. I'm training you to be a supplier. So suppliers buy items at 4.5, but if an LA rune goes up to 5.6, it is no longer viable to sell to the bulkers. So then you have to rely on the GE, and Earth runes sell the hardest. Water and air sell pretty decent. But yeah. So then Fire Rune comes up next, and I kind of want to put this as the top S tier item because you can infinitely scale this. So like eventually, if I ever grow to like 10k, 20k, 30k, 40k, 50k, 100k subs on this channel, which who knows if I do or not, you know, my plans going forward is to run 20 YouTube channels. So I'm not too married to one channel, but as I grow in notoriety or my strategy becomes a little bit more, because I feel like I've brought the most amount of education, knowledge, attention to this type of playstyle. And going forward until like Jagex decides to just outright nerf this shit or whatever happens, Fire runes are going to be infinitely scalable. I'm just going to say infinitely scalable, especially like two, because there's two sides of this pendulum, right? So there's, I don't know if pendulum's the right one. No, forget I said that. There's two sides of this. There's two things I want to add. So there's like, I say infinitely scalable because of these two things. One being the market hasn't been tapped, so it's unknown. This is kind of an unknown strategy. Sorry, my bad. It's an unknown strategy to scale it across multiple accounts. A lot of people find that it's like a waste of time. It's worthless. It's not whatever. Blah 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 blah. Excuses. This isn't fun. Blah blah blah. You know, there's people out there who hate making money, so they won't do this. And there's nothing you can do to get them to do it. So like, it just. That means more money for you if you're watching this and you care about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just infinitely scalable. So like 500 accounts, I've not come close to tapping this market. I still get pretty much the same rates with some diminishing returns, but it seems to be so small across hundreds of accounts. And adding hundreds of accounts, it seems to still just increase at the same rate. It doesn't seem to hurt it. So then the other side of it is that Jagex isn't trying to shrink, okay? So like right now we have the WoW exodus going on. A lot of WoW streamers are bringing RuneScapers into the game. They are increasing popularity. Essentially how this works is like, part of what I've seen of how this works is like games grow because of content creators. Content creators do a lot of the heavy lifting, a lot of the marketing, a lot of community building and stuff like that. They're like these little like countries of each player, which represents a set of ideas and whatever playstyles, groups, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And as more content creators come into the game, and like I'm one of them, but I'm so niched down that I will, like I said, I probably won't grow to like 100K. I don't see this channel growing to 100K unless I were to like drop or to broaden my brand, which I don't really plan on doing too long because then I would go against my business model right now. But anyway, neither here nor there. Back to the main point. What I'm trying to say is that as more content creators come into the game, more players come into the game, as more players come into the game, more content creators come into the game, then they spend more money on advertising, et cetera, et cetera. The population goes up. I know there's a population crisis in the Western world, but who cares about that? Because like you got like places like India and the Muslim nations and stuff like that. Plus you got like the Amish who are going to replace us in like 2 to 3 generations, plus the Hispanic populations, et cetera, et cetera. There's all these different populations that are exploding in growth. And the overall world population, I'm pretty sure, is going to go up. So it increases the likelihood that more of those players will be connected to the internet, which will then increase the likelihood that they will be playing games to pass their time because people play games when they get connected to the internet, so they'll be more likely to find games like RuneScapes, and then the player base will go up. Yada, 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, there's just a higher likelihood in my mind that the player base will continue to grow strictly just based on the population growth of the world. So then as more players come into the game, we have more demand for fire runes, because fire runes are like one of the petrol products of RuneScape, pure essence being crude oil of RuneScape. And one of the main, you know, all the different rune types are different, like gasoline, isopropyl alcohol, methanol, menthol, wait, no, not menthol, sorry, methanol, sorry, ethanol, all those different thols and stuff that comes from fractional distillation from making like crude oil into its particulates or precipitates. I don't know the words. I read a lot. I don't say them out loud a lot. Sorry. So, with that long-winded rant, fire runes, I think, will reign supreme forever and ever and ever and ever. So, that's just my opinion, though. At the end of the day, it's just my opinion. Those are just my, like, schizo thoughts to lead me to those conclusions. Lava runes. I love lava runes. They go, I don't know. They're higher than body for sure. I want to slide them up by dust, but they burned me a couple times. But I used to make, like, 2-3 mil a week just on this item alone because the price would, like, crawl around. So it'd crawl around. So it'd be, like, it'd go up, you know, you could see it like if you went off like a month chart, so you could see the through line. So like just imagine my mouse is drawing a through line. A through line is like where you just look through the center of it and you can see if like it's higher or lower in the up and down curve. And if you saw it during a low period, you could purchase it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then it would climb, and then you get like a 5 to 8 margin on it and just make a fucking killing on it. But a couple times it burned me, but because it is lava too. Anyway, I don't want to say it's as good as dust, but it's definitely right here. I guess it's high A, or low A, sorry. Mine runes, very close in the, very close to being S tier. I've had like a mixed relationship with mine runes, and it's been like, it's been a mixed bag. So when I first started doing this flipping shit, mass multi-logging, like supplying, I'd buy mine runes, and like the bulkers were only buying them for like 2.3 or something stupid like that. And then I don't remember, like, what was it? What the fuck was it? It was so long ago. It was over a year ago, 2 years ago now. When did I work in the MPI? 3 years ago? Who the fuck cares? Anyway, a long ass time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I used to buy mine runes and stuff, and I was like chilling with this, or one of my main bulkers, Bulk Bunny, wanted to buy them off me, but they bought so slow, and it was only like 0.3 profit per unit, and it was like, I don't know. It came out to like less than 10K a day, and I just fucking hated it. So I just stopped fucking buying them. You know what I mean? Like, I just went to fires, I went more into Ellie's, and then I just sell them Ellie's, and we were happy. You know what I mean? I was selling like 50 to 100 mil Ellie's a week. I don't remember. I was like kind of small time back then, but like small time. Sorry, I'm not trying to humble brag. Fuck. Sort of was, but whatever. It was more smaller time than I am right now. So, like, it was... Mine runes were kind of butt, but then they fucking surged up to 3-4 for the longest fucking time, and I sank, like, how many accounts on them? Like, 280 accounts on them, and I was doing, like, 64 to 80 mil sales a week. Coil cycle on the Grand Exchange, so it was fucking overpowered, bro. But now they crashed down to 2-3, and I'm waiting till tomorrow to see what the new rate is, because I pulled my whole stock out and I lost a week putting them back in at 3. So we'll see how fast they sell at 3, because if they sell quickly at 3, then it may be worth my time going for them at 2. But you know, whatever, it's only half the puzzle. But I mean, like, so it did suck, but it was good, and we're waiting for the news again to see if they're like still good. But like, this is just because it burned me when I started. It's not an S tier. That's all I'm saying. So mud runes, haven't been really big a fan of them. I should try them again, but a few times I did go into them, they just kind of bounced around way a little bit too much for my liking. Mist rune, sort of the same thing. Rune essence, top of B. Rune, nah, behind bodies, because these go for 10, sell for 11, so it's a little bit more a little bit to invest in, but it is scalable across free to play. I don't know who the fuck is buying it. The volume kind of sucks, but like, it's still like, I think it's like $1 million a day for sales, but like total volume, not like you're gonna get that. Sorry, I'm not trying to mislead you. Like, I don't know who the fuck is buying and selling rune essence. Maybe collectors, that's all I can think of, but I think there's like a serious like market out there, people using rune essence instead of pure essence. And it's just, well, it's mind-boggling. So smoke runes is also one of those things that are like free money right next to dust runes. I like 1 to 5 mil a week just off 2 accounts, 2 accounts, I don't remember. Is decent, easy cash. Really easy one to buy, really easy one to sell. Steam runes, to tell you the truth, I really haven't bought and sold those yet, but I'm willing to bet there at least be. I haven't really liked this soul runes very much, so there's that. Sunfire runes, I'm pretty sure those are new, so they're kind of butt. Wrath runes, I want to say they're up here, but they're probably not. But I will throw them at least in middle A tier, and pure essence goes right next to fire runes, because currently right now I have over 500 accounts buying and selling pure essence, and we are making fucking buttloads of cash a week. Anybody who has watched my channel has seen some of my weeks where I'm making 300, 400, 500 mil a week. So there is the runes tier list, mic in my hand format. Yo, check out the links down below. You want to make a fuck ton of money in old school RuneScape, you can learn to do it yourself, or you can save yourself a fucking bunch of time and get yourself up to speed. What took me a year to design, systematize, you can have it in about a couple months following my course down below. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. I'll see you later. Alligator. Peace.